Presidential candidate Bob Barr is skipping a debate for third-party presidential candidates here in Washington tonight, but he's sending a very strong message to voters in another way. The former Republican congressman from Georgia sent out an email today saying John McCain can't win the presidency. Bob Barr is joining us now from Atlanta. Congressman, thanks very much for coming in.
Wolf, it's always a pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, why can't he win the presidency? Still 12 days to go.
The numbers just aren't there. I mean, he's behind in several states that he ought to be way ahead as the Republican in. He's way behind. I mean, I think he's 12 points behind in Pennsylvania. That's a key state for them. There's no way that he's going to be able reasonably to make up that ground. And we've sent out a message to folks who might otherwise predisposed to vote for him. Don't throw your vote away. Make it mean something. Vote for Bob Barr. Vote for the real choice, Wolf.
But you're not going to have, you don't have a big chance of getting elected president. Certainly nothing compared to John McCain, right?
No, that isn't really the point, though. The point is to influence public policy. Where you have votes going to Senator McCain or Senator Obama, you're basically voting for the status quo. That is big government or really big government. Now we urge people who might be predisposed to have voted for Senator McCain simply because he's the Republican to remind them of the fact that he's not going to win, and therefore they need to do something to influence public policy for smaller government, and that's vote for me.
I've heard several libertarians say, you know what, they're going to hold their nose and vote for the lesser of two evils. From their perspective, suggesting that's John McCain, who, as you point out, is big government, but not really big government, which you say is Barack Obama.
I've been traveling the country, Wolf, as you know. I've been in Pennsylvania, Virginia, Ohio, Colorado, New Hampshire, all the battleground states recently, speaking primarily to universities and colleges, huge groups of young people. And I don't sense that there's a lot of libertarian-leaning Americans out there, Republican or otherwise, who are going to hold their nose and vote for Senator McCain. We sense that they are going to vote for a real choice, a real message, and that is to vote the libertarian ticket.
Is it your assumption that your votes mostly, by and large, would be votes that would normally go for John McCain as opposed to Barack Obama, given the fact that you're a former Republican conservative congressman from Georgia?
Most of our votes will come from young people not wedded to either party, but insofar as we do hope to and will pick up a large number of Republican-leaning votes, they're not so much votes from McCain as votes that he's simply not going to get because he represents big government republicanism. Because
in some of these close races, some of the pundits suggest, you know what, Bob Barr is going to hurt John McCain, but Ralph Nader is going to hurt Barack Obama. You don't buy that?
Certainly not on our side. Wolf, there's very little that I have in common with Senator McCain. It isn't as if somebody's going to wake up on November 4th and say, man, I was going to vote for that big government Republican, but I think after all I'll vote for a small government libertarian. Our votes would not go to Senator McCain in the first place.
Why aren't you attending this third-party presidential debate tonight?
We found out about it. It was poorly organized, and we found out about it after we had several events that we couldn't get out of here in Georgia.
Give me a prediction in the state of Georgia, your home state. It looks like McCain has a pretty significant lead over Barack Obama, but the voter turnout over the past few days has been incredible. The young people, a lot of young people who support Barack Obama are showing up, African Americans. How do you predict Bob Barr will do in Georgia?
I think we'll do very well in Georgia. We'll get several percentage points at any rate. And I think that Senator Obama is going to fool a lot of people, surprise a lot of people. I've talked with a lot of those folks that have voted early voting that we now have in Georgia. And while we're getting our fair share, Senator Obama is getting by far the lion's share of those early votes.
So are you saying that Obama will carry Georgia?
It wouldn't surprise me at all, Wolf.
Bob Barr, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you, Wolf.
All right, good luck to you. People waiting for hours to cast their ballots, many saying they